In the vast, sun-drenched expanse of West Africa lies a nation that often escapes our attention. It is a place of immense scale and profound history, a land where the modern world meets ancient traditions. This is Niger, named after the great river that breathes life into its arid landscapes. Our journey today takes us deep into this remarkable nation, far from headlines and tourist trails. We will explore a world defined by the endless sands of the Sahara, the resilient life of the Sahel, the enduring spirit of its people. This is a story of survival, culture, and surprising global relevance. We begin in a region that has been a crossroads for millennia. Ancient caravan routes once carried salt gold stories across the desert. Today, those routes are traveled by different people facing different challenges. Niger is a landlocked giant, the largest country in West Africa yet. Much of it is a formidable desert. It shares borders with 7 other nations, placing it at the center of a complex region. To understand Niger is to understand the forces shaping the Sahel, from climate pressures to shifting global politics. This expedition peels back layers of a frequently misunderstood country. We will travel from bustling Niamey along the life-giving Niger River to the remote Air Mountains. We will witness the stark beauty of the Tenere Desert, the desert within the desert. We aim to look beyond statistics of poverty and instability. We will seek the stories of people who call this harsh environment home, their daily lives, struggles, and dreams. It's a journey into the heart of what it means to be human in one of the toughest places on Earth. So why does Niger matter? Niger's story. Immense natural wealth beneath the soil, a young, vibrant population, a strategic position crucial for Sahel stability. By journey's end, this nation is no footnote but a vital chapter, intertwined with our own future. It is a place of surprising importance, whose fate is intertwined with our own in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend. Niger presents a landscape of breathtaking and often brutal contrasts. It is a country where life-giving water carves a path through one of the driest places on the planet. The mighty Niger River, the third longest in Africa, flows through the nation's southwest corner, creating a ribbon of green in an otherwise parched land. This fertile corridor is where the majority of Niger's population lives, where crops are grown, and where life congregates. But step away from the river, and the landscape transforms dramatically. The land gives way to the Sahel, a semi-arid transitional zone, and then, inexorably, to the immense and unforgiving Sahara Desert, which covers more than 80% of the country. Endless dunes, rocky plateaus, vast gravel plains shimmer under the intense heat. Yet even here in this seemingly inhospitable world, life finds a way. We will discover the hidden oases that dot the desert, providing sanctuary for nomadic peoples, providing sanctuary for precious wildlife. We will marvel at the unique geology of the Air Mountains, Blue Mountains near Agadez, a volcanic massif rising dramatically from the desert floor, creating its own microclimate and supporting a surprising diversity of life. To truly understand Niger, one must look to its people. The nation is a rich tapestry of different ethnic groups, each with its own language, customs, and history. The Hausa people, who are also prominent in neighboring Nigeria, form the largest group, primarily living as settled farmers and traders in the south. The Zarma Songhai are concentrated along the Niger River Valley, their history deeply connected to the great Songhai Empire of the past. In the vast northern deserts, the nomadic Tuareg, known for their distinctive indigo veils and deep knowledge of the Sahara, continue their ancient way of life. Fulani, Kanuri, Tubu, each contributing to the vibrant cultural mosaic of the country. While French is the official language, a legacy of the colonial era, it is primarily used in government and education. For most people, daily life is conducted in Hausa. For most people, daily life is conducted in Zarma. For most people, daily life is conducted in Tamashek. Religion also plays a central role in unifying the nation. The overwhelming majority of Nigerians, over 95%, practice Islam. This shared faith permeates daily prayers and community festivals to the legal system and social customs, providing a common thread that binds the diverse population together. This nation has one of the youngest populations in the world, median age around 15 years old. That is both a challenge and an opportunity. If this generation gains education, healthcare, and meaningful employment, they could become the engine of Niger's transformation. To understand the political landscape of modern Niger, we must first journey back in time, long before its current borders were drawn. This land was not an empty space but the heartland of great and powerful empires that shaped West African history. The most famous of these was the Songhai Empire, At its peak in the 15th and the 16th century, it was one of the largest states in the world. Gao, Timbuktu, legendary center of trade, scholarship, Islamic learning. The late 19th century brought a dramatic and irreversible change. European powers, driven by imperial ambition, began their scramble for Africa, carving up the continent among themselves. France, pushing inland from its coastal colonies, gradually extended its control over the territories that would become Niger. The process was not peaceful. On August 3, 1960, Niger gained its independence from France. It was a moment of immense hope and celebration, a chance for the nation to finally chart its own course. The first years were dominated by one man, Hamani Diori, Niger's first president. His government kept close ties with France while trying to forge a new national identity. But his rule became authoritarian. Economic hardship and a devastating early 1970s drought brought widespread famine and social unrest, eroding public trust in the regime. The simmering discontent boiled over in April 1974. A military coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Sani Kauncha overthrew Diori. It was a critical turning point, the first of many military interventions, setting a precedent that would haunt Niger for decades. The democratic promise of the early 1990s was short-lived. Niger soon found itself trapped in a debilitating cycle of political instability. Democratic governments were repeatedly overthrown by military coups. The most recent chapter unfolded in July 2023. Soldiers from the Presidential Guard detained President Mohamed Bazoum and announced on TV that they'd taken control. The junta, led by General Abdourahmane Chiani, suspended the constitution and set up a transitional government. Niger's internal political struggles are dangerously amplified by its location in one of the world's most volatile regions. The Sahel, the vast semi-arid belt south of the Sahara, has become a global epicenter of terrorism and armed conflict. The human cost of this insecurity is staggering. Entire communities have been forced to flee their homes, creating a massive internal displacement crisis. However, the 2023 coup dramatically altered this relationship. The new military junta has adopted a fiercely nationalist and anti-Western stance. It has demanded the withdrawal of French forces. The junta is now looking towards new partners, including Russia, for security assistance. This geopolitical pivot is reshaping the strategic map of Africa. Without effective international support, Niger's already overstretched army faces an even greater challenge in containing the multiple insurgent threats. For the people living in the conflict zones, the future looks increasingly bleak. The story of Niger's economy begins not in a boardroom or a bank, but in the soil. For the vast majority of its people, life and work are tied to the land. Agriculture is the backbone of the nation. It is overwhelmingly subsistence agriculture. Families grow food primarily to feed themselves with little surplus to sell at the market. The main crops are hardy grains that can withstand the harsh climate: millet, sorghum, cowpeas, peanuts. Livestock herding is the other pillar of the rural economy. Nomadic peoples like the Fulani and the Tuareg rely on their herds as their wealth. Beneath the seemingly barren sands of Niger lies a hidden and paradoxical wealth. The country is one of the world's largest producers of uranium. However, this wealth has often been a curse for most Nigerians. Profits went to foreign corporations and small local elites, with very little trickling down to the general population. Recently, Niger tapped another resource: oil. A pipeline now carries crude to a port in Benin, opening a potentially lucrative revenue stream. But caution remains. Without transparency and good governance, oil money could be lost to corruption, benefiting only a select few. As people move from the countryside to the cities, they enter a different kind of economy: the bustling, chaotic, and largely unregulated world of the informal sector. This is the economy of the streets. It includes women selling vegetables, young men offering to repair motorcycles, young men selling mobile phone credit. There are no contracts, no benefits, and no job security here. Income is unpredictable depending on the day's sales or the number of customers found. It is impossible to discuss the economy of Niger without confronting the stark reality of poverty. By almost any measure, Niger is one of the poorest countries on the planet. This is not just a statistic. It translates into tangible daily hardship for millions. It means limited access to clean drinking water. This deep-seated poverty means that Niger is heavily dependent on foreign aid. This aid is a critical lifeline. However, the flow of aid is often unpredictable and can be used as a political tool. Following the 2023 military coup, many Western nations suspended their development aid. For the average person in Niger, economic life is a daily grind, a relentless effort to secure the most basic necessities. Women are the backbone of family and community, yet they bear the heaviest burdens. In the northern heart of Niger lies a vast and protected landscape of extraordinary beauty and significance. This is the Air and Tenere Natural Reserves, a UNESCO World Heritage Site larger than many European countries. Surrounding the Air Mountains is the Tenere, an immense sea of sand, an unbroken horizon of pale gold and apricot, a silent, minimalist emptiness. Together, the mountains and the desert form a unique ecosystem supporting surprising life. A critical sanctuary for threatened Saharan species. Among the most remarkable is the Addax. Unfortunately, this sanctuary is in peril. Poaching and illegal resource extraction now strain fragile ecosystems and wildlife. In the vast semi-arid landscapes of the Sahel, a truly remarkable story of survival is unfolding. Here we find the last herd of West African giraffes. These elegant giants roam freely, living in a unique and often precarious harmony with the local human population. The people here have come to see the giraffes not as a nuisance but as a source of national pride. Further south, another African giant clings to existence. Niger is home to a small population of African elephants. These herds are migratory. They face constant threats from poachers who seek their ivory and from conflict with farmers whose crops they sometimes raid. Niger is on the front line in the fight against desertification. This is the process by which fertile land degrades into arid, desert-like conditions, losing its ability to support life. Overcultivation, overgrazing, cutting down trees for firewood all strip the land of its protective vegetation cover. Yet in the face of this daunting challenge, there is hope. One of the most successful methods is farmer-managed natural regeneration. This regreening effort has transformed vast areas of degraded land. This grassroots movement has shown that it is possible to reverse desertification and build a more resilient landscape. Niger's environmental challenges are being dramatically intensified by global climate change. Water is the most precious, scarce resource here. Lake Chad has shrunk over 90% in 60 years. Once huge, now a shell, a victim of climate change and overuse. When rain comes, it's often short, violent downpours that parched soil can't absorb. That causes flash floods that wash away topsoil, damage crops, and destroy homes and infrastructure. Living on the climate frontline has made Nigerians adaptive experts. They build stone contour lines to slow rainwater and soak soil and switch to drought-resistant crop varieties. In the vast, quiet landscapes of Niger, culture finds its most vibrant expression in sound and celebration. Music is not mere entertainment, it is the heartbeat of the community. The Hausa are known for praise singers and complex percussion. The Tuareg create a hypnotic, poetic sound with the melancholic imzad, a single-stringed violin. In a society with a long history of oral tradition, musicians and storytellers, griots, are revered. They are the libraries of the people. Festivals are the grand stages, the Cure Sali, festival of the nomads. After the rains, Tuareg pastoralists, Wodabi pastoralists gather at Ingle salt flats, the Garawal beauty pageant. Young Wodabi men with elaborate makeup and costumes, they perform a mesmerizing dance hoping to be chosen by young women. The culture of Niger is not only heard in its music but is also seen and felt in the exquisite objects made by the hands of its artisans. The Tuareg, for example, are master leatherworkers and silversmiths. In the south, Hausa artisans are skilled in pottery, weaving, and dyeing. Zarma and Songhai communities along the river are known for their basketry. The architecture of Niger is another powerful expression of its cultural heritage. The Grand Mosque of Agadez is a masterpiece of this Sahelian Sudanese architectural style. The culture of a nation is often best understood through its food. Millet is the undisputed king of Nigerian staples. No matter the region, meals are almost always a communal affair. No discussion of Nigerian culture is complete without mentioning the importance of tea. The preparation and drinking of tea is a deeply ingrained social ritual. This tea ceremony is the very heart of Nigerian hospitality. To be offered tea is a sign of welcome and friendship. In the vastness of the desert, this simple ritual provides a moment of connection and community. The journey through Niger reveals a land of profound beauty and immense resilience. Yet we cannot ignore the immense weight of the challenges this nation carries. Its struggles are deep, complex, and woven together in a tight knot that is incredibly difficult to unravel. This poverty is not just a lack of money, it is a lack of options. This recurring turmoil has made it nearly impossible to build lasting institutions or implement long-term development plans. And yet, to see only the challenges is to miss the other half of Niger's story. The potential for solar energy is almost limitless. Harnessing it could revolutionize the country. It could pump water for irrigation, boosting agriculture and improving food security. Situated at a crossroads in West Africa, it could be a hub for regional trade and transport, connecting the Sahel to coastal economies. The greatest opportunity is the people. The key to unlocking Niger's potential is investing in its youth. Half the population is under 15, so the future rests on this new generation. Providing these millions with quality education, healthcare, and meaningful jobs, an educated, employed generation can drive innovation and growth. The fate of Niger will be decided in its classrooms and workplaces. The enduring spirit of Niger is perhaps best captured in its people. They teach us about the profound value of community. This deep sense of mutual obligation and solidarity is not just a cultural trait, it is a fundamental survival strategy. Our journey has revealed that in our deeply interconnected world, the fate of Niger is linked to our own. What happens in the heart of the Sahel does not stay in the Sahel. Ultimately, the future of Niger will be written by its children. The future is unwritten, a vast and open landscape like the Tenere Desert itself. It will be shaped by the choices made today, in the corridors of power, in the villages, and in the hearts of its people. It is our hope that they will write a future of peace, of prosperity, and of promise fulfilled.